Hello, the doc is in, and I'm gonna just do this is a little bit of a rant video because I'm tired of the nonsense in Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles. Yes, that is me playing in the background. This is probably the first time I've talked about the game on the channel, and I'm just gonna put a little picture. This is like my win record currently. This is from like 2 days ago or so. So I'm pretty experienced, 4 stars, I've won a lot of matches, I think I have like above 50% win record or whatever. Point is, I'm pretty good at this game. I play this game a decent amount. Obviously, I haven't competed, at least I don't think there are any proper tournaments or whatever. But if there are, please leave a comment if you know about them. But point is, I'm pretty well experienced for somebody who doesn't compete competitively in the game necessarily. And I have to say, by and far, in all my experience of playing any character, the absolute most toxic, horrendous, horrible players in this game by far are Enmu players. They are the filth and disgust of this game. And it's not because Enmu is a bad character in terms of like the series in general. Enmu's, he's just like villain or whatever, he's cool or whatever. But in the game, in Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles game, if I, a Kaza main by far, try to play against an Enmu, I probably have a good 30% chance of winning. And that's on a good day, because Enmu players simply have too many answers to too many things. Now, Akaza is not the best character in the game. I will say that for sure, because it's Enmu. But if Akaza was the best character in this game, Enmu would still be, in essence, impossible to beat. And that's for most characters. And that's because Enmu, like I said, has too many good tools in his toolbox. Because you see, this is a melee arena fighter. Got 1v1s, well, technically tag in 1v1s, but it's all against one person and one character at a time. Except for with demons, where they only have one character, but that's, you get the point. Melee arena fighter. Now we do have two solely projectile characters. Those being Yahaba and Susanoo. They're the only primarily ranged characters. But they have a little bit of disadvantages. So their regular projectile attacks, they don't do a lot of damage, though they have priority in terms of hits. So you can't really you can't just run through projectiles, you will get hit. You have to block them, or you have to completely step away from them and or walk around them to get hits. Now given they don't have the projectiles don't have the greatest tracking and so on and so forth, and obviously they don't do like a lot of damage. A lot of their combos are red. Well, for Susanoo, their combos are red unless you start off with a melee attack, which you have to like one hit, or if you're Yahaba, your projectiles don't even do damage at all, and so on and so forth. The point is, they're balanced out so that then they're strong, and if you're really good with the character, you can definitely get like a lot of work in and win a match. But if you're not like super versed in the character, you can still lose. Rui, another character who has range, but they're still a melee character, so they get melee damage, but they have like a slightly extended range, but they don't have all their abilities don't do like a super crazy amount of damage. Obviously, to do some of their more damaging stuff, they have to use more of their more potent resources and so on and so forth to really get the job done. And you can still catch on to a Rui. Like I said, they're still a melee character. You can still beat them in regular melee ways. So once again, balanced out. We got the other demon, Lady Tamio, and her son / simp. I forget his name, so let's call him son / simp. Once again, balanced out. You got the resets, whatever. Enmu, on the other hand, he has all the benefits of every good character, minus pretty much all of the losses. So he has the benefits of range, but not the losses of range being low damage. He has regular melee damage, along with having ranged melee like Rui, but not so many of the low damage problems, where he has a lot of good answers and a lot of good ways to get pretty well dealing damage combos pretty succinctly, along with having the benefits of Lei Tamio and Sun/Simps gimmick, so to speak, where they have the benefits of a lot of resets. Lei Tamio can use like her blood things, like put a guy to sleep, and then they'll slowly fall so you can get like a full combo off that. He also has the benefits of that because he was releasing that same character back, so he has the benefits of resets, regular damage with range, and projectiles, but not just regular projectiles. See, he has combo projectiles that deal regular damage. So in essence, he's the conglomeration of all the benefits of pretty much every single character, but none of the losses, making him, in essence, the strongest character. And in practicality, when you play against somebody who's playing Enmu, even if they're bad, as long as they know pretty remedial stuff, they can get a lot of good damage on you. And maybe you might be able to pull off a win. Like I said, as an experienced player, I played against a few Enmus here and there. But even then, I have to try extremely hard. Like, I can't just frivolously play like, oh, you know, this is a run. I'll just, you know, press buttons and they'll die. No. With the Enmu, if you're not paying full attention during that match, he can very easily pack you up and send you to hell. Because that's how it goes. Literally, you'll be playing the game and you'll just be sat there like, oh my god, this is some actual bullshit nonsensory. And the Enmu player will just be pressing square, just pressing the regular attack button. Because you know what? A lot of Enmu's most powerful stuff doesn't even cost anything. Because you say in Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles, you got the blue bar, which is where like your basic skills and abilities. You got like 3, block 1, moving, and stationary triangle, or whatever button that is, your ability button. And then you have your assist buttons, where if you're a Demon Slayer, you use an assist from the other character, you have to use your assist. Or if you're a demon, you have your demon skills, etc. Enmu's strongest stuff are free. His neutral combo, or any of his combos for that matter, I don't know them, I don't play Enmu for obvious reasons. I think he's a heretic and blasphemous. But from my experience playing against him, his neutral combo has the ranged, as I've mentioned before, but he uses tentacles, so his character model doesn't move, but the tentacles do. Now given he's stationary while using the combo, but the imperative part is that he doesn't need to go into your personal space to hit you. So, just with the tentacles, just referring to the tentacle part of this combo, which is just the beginning part, he can benefit from just being slightly out of range of you, but you being perfectly within his range and being able to get a full combo. And because he's not physically touching you, you can't push block him really at all. So if you try to push block while he's hitting you with the tentacles and stuff, it doesn't do anything. And so even if you push block and then maybe, let's say you take off your block, you try to run away, you'll still get hit. You'll get a full you'll be able to get a full combo off just because you decided that, using the logic of every other character you played against, push block, run away, or may sidestep, whatever. It really just can't work, like at all. It just does not work. And that's just the first part of this combo. Solo, he gets 3 projectiles, or no, I believe it's 2 projectiles on the ground. Projectiles, as said before, projectiles get priority. You can't run through projectiles. So, in essence, he gets the benefits of being in range. So even if you block his tentacles, right, he throws the 2 projectiles, he can then follow up on you in so many ways, and this starts opening, and this is when you start going into the number of things he can do that can really pretty much put you at a complete disadvantage. And because he has priority on the projectiles, you can't just run through them unless you get lucky, or you have like a good, unless you use your heavy in a good way, or you have certain characters have like an armored attack. Pretty much you're just gonna get hit. Either you're gonna get hit and put you in this position of complete disadvantage, and that's free. That's free. And that's just one way to start off. That's one way to start off a combo. They can start off a combo by jumping in the air, and they get 3 projectiles. They also get to linger in the air, so you can't even get up. You can't really get up to them or anything, because a lot of characters as arena fighter, they don't have a lot of aerial how would I put it? A lot of aerial answers. Like if a character's in the air, in essence, they kind of get away with a lot of stuff. They can kind of avoid stuff. Now some characters have like attacks that have like a good vertical or so on, but a lot of characters, they can't do jack to that. Especially Akaza, I mean, we can't. But it's not even about Akaza. Simply the fact that he can stick in the air with projectiles is blasphemous. Along with having priority projectiles that if you do get hit by, he can then fall to the ground and follow up with you on a combo instantly. And again, that was for free. Just jump, square, dash. That was it. And that started a whole combo, and your man would have to take a lot of damage. He has his landmines. Landmines, once again, that's not nearly as bad, but it's everything added together makes him too strong and super dangerous. Because, as I said, I have beaten Enmus before, but I can tell that they're not really that good. Like, in terms of the game, I can tell that they're simply just not as good as a really good Enmu, who, even if I try to get close on them even if I'm able to hit them, they'll immediately get out of it, or they'll take the combo and then immediately be able to follow up on you with plenty more damage that it basically became meaningless that you even touched them in the first place. Over and over again, I have been demoralized, defeated, and hoed by Enmus. And I'm sure many people who have played against Enmus have experienced the exact same thing. I even know Enmu players before I even play against them, because the way Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles works is that when you're going into a match, you don't actually see what character someone's playing, but you do get to see, like, you know, the win record, the disconnects, etc. And so with Enmu players, usually a good and easy way to tell if someone's an Enmu player is that they have a ridiculous amount of wins for the rank they're at. Because I'm in rank 4 and sometimes I play 3 ranks, or rank 3s, usually you have to have like a pretty high amount of wins to be that high. The more wins you have usually says like, okay, you probably played a lot more matches, but you haven't like won so much or so on. But Enmu players usually tend to have like pretty low win records for the fact that they're so high up. And it's because Enmu is simply just that broken. Because he's so broken, people who, yes, they're probably pretty good and they probably still need to like learn the character, but people can literally break their way to the top simply by playing a character that is broken, who has so many answers and solutions and tools at their disposal that there's nothing, almost nothing another character can do to pull off a win against them. And they have the benefits of being a demon, they have their super range grab, so on and so forth. It's just disheartening. It is so sad to play against an Enmu player because they can effectively just bitch you out. They can literally pimp you out and use up all your holds, and there ain't nothing you're gonna do to them, because if you're trying to answer back to them, they're gonna take one of the tentacles and backhand you. Well, back tentacle you, and it'll just be a sad disgrace. I mean, given it's always nice to beat an Enmu player, it is, but it never lasts, because you play against a bad Enmu, maybe you beat him a couple of times, great. You play against another Enmu player, maybe he's a little bit higher ranked, you get a close match. You play a good Enmu, you lose. That's it. You lose. Maybe you might be able to pull something off and you get 2 matches in there and you lose the 3rd one. But more times than not, you're gonna take an L and it's gonna be sad. Enmu simply and utterly needs to be debuffed to hell. He needs to get the nerfs and next update, or give more characters answers to stuff or something. Because currently he's broken and he's fucking up my game. Alright? He's fucking it up. And it's getting ridiculous. Now, given not a lot of people play Enmu, and he is a pretty difficult character to learn, from my understanding, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he's broken. It simply does not take away from the fact that if you do learn him, you can effectively do whatever you want to do. You just win. And that's stupid. But anyway, thank you for coming to my type talk. It did run a little long, but thank you for listening. If you're a Demon Slayer, or actually if you work from Bandai and you know the developers of the game or you work with them, whatever, please tell them you need to fucking fix Enmu. Because I'm tired of the nonsense, tired of the bullshit, I'm tired of being slapped up by a bunch of tentacles. This is not a hentai, alright? This is not that type of game. I don't need to be beat up like that, alright? I need him to be nerfed. At least to the level of everybody else, so he's not so impossible to beat 90% of the time. Thank you for coming in. The doctor is out. See ya.